start here and then.
Because you know definitely a ton more about marketing than I do.
Can you come like a
Okay.
little
What?
bit forward where you're maybe the same height, like
Like this?
yeah, exactly. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So the way we're going to start off is I want you to start off with like your marketing philosophy, and then I will do the intro afterwards. Just
No
like,
idea. The marketing.
um, do you have any quote that you love?
I saw that, but
And I
not
can give you
really.
some weight. We'll find some, don't
Maybe you
worry.
want to cheat with me. Give me a cheat.
Yeah.
I'll use your cheat. I'll say whatever you want here that will help you with Rava. How about that?
No, no,
Let's do
don't.
that.
This is not at all about Rava. Like, I'm not gonna keep it um,
I'm just playing around.
just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna build a personal brand and nothing to do with Rava, and I'm making it marketing psychology based. I am trying to look for a good quote. Mm.
I did my interview today first with Doc Shannon, just right before yours, and I'm gonna just publish it. But
Oh,
I did it with Zoom and it doesn't do this.
yeah, it
Two
does a
things.
lot. Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, it's okay for the first time. Maybe then I'll use this. Did you pay for this?
Yes. I just
How much is it?
decided I tried to do 2, 3 without paying for anything, and it didn't work. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna make it like, and I'm gonna try few versions. I've tried like now. I'm doing 2, 3 different recordings as well. So we'll see what works out the best. Um, so there are 2, 3 ones.
Okay.
So there could be like Brian Chesky's
Right
like
here.
one, which is build something people 100 people love, and not something 1 million people kind of like, could be a good one. But it's another. I'm trying to take it like emotionally, because your topic is like loneliness and all of that. I want to understand
Mhm.
where which marketing quote will do really well. One second. How you sell it? Jobs never done. Not great. Let me see if I can find anything on marketing psychology that is from anybody popular.
I'm gonna do a little
Do you have
research over
anything that you kind of believe in about marketing, or your GTM strategy, or
I
anything like
believe
that?
that I believe marketing needs to be authentic and not deceptive.
Okay, that is actually
But
perfect. Yeah.
it's going to be my code because I have the marketing that we studied in MBA and business school is a lot about how you create a want, you create a need,
Actually,
but I
wait.
want
Like
that need.
while you're speaking, I'll start to record it because I think you have like you are in a flow.
Which
I think
I'm saying.
so. I'll start recording and you can
My
start
parents
saying
should
it.
have
Yeah, go ahead.
done. Okay.
Let's start with the quote.
Yeah. So this is basically my own quote. I feel marketing needs to be responsible and authentic, not deceptive. We don't need to create more needs and wants. We need to recognize what are the real human needs and wants and build around that.
Mm. And is that from some like where? How did you stumble upon that?
Well, there's a lot of theoretical marketing material out there. It seems that we're working kind of the society has gone more towards consumerism, right? If you 5 years ago or 10 years ago, if you wanted to go buy a shampoo, you could say, this is for normal hair, this is for dry hair, this is for oily hair, this is for combination hair. Right now, there's no such thing. Like, I had a huge scavenger hunt to find a shampoo that's just for normal hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And none of the other shampoos, I don't see that branding on it anymore. Why? They're focusing on the color, they're focusing on the packaging, they're focusing on the scent. But
Mm-hmm.
who's
Mm-hmm.
focusing on what the shampoo is supposed to do for me? Isn't it
Mm-hmm.
supposed to actually clean my hair? And I recently realized it's definitely been out there for a long time, but I just realized in one of these that it was saying as a marketing gig, that as a marketing kind of phrase, that this shampoo is going to something along this, clean your hair with one attempt. So what does that tell me? Like it tells me that the other shampoos were designed to not clean your hair. It's not my problem, it's the shampoo's problem,
Hmm.
right? Because for a
Very
long time,
true.
like,
Very
oh, this
true.
is my hair is not clean the first time, right? What is happening? Is my am I like what was happening to my hair? Then I
Mm-hmm.
realized, no,
Mm-hmm.
it's not me. So it's all towards everything else. So why does it have to be so many companies making shampoos? Why shouldn't we be authentic with people? Why should we just want to get more money out of people? Why don't we create more value for people as opposed to that? So yeah, I'm very pro balance, bringing balance back to in general how we consume, how we live life on this planet overall.
Yeah. So now here we have Sarah Hajipur, who is the founder of Azer, and you have to tell us how to pronounce Azer, Sarah. Sarah is an expert right now at GTM strategies. She's come from the background of product marketing, project management, as well as marketing. So we will see this evolution of how her career started with product and then evolved into marketing as well. But before we get started with any of that, let's hear a little bit about the problem that you're solving, which is a very, very important problem that you're solving, Sarah. Can we a little bit learn about that? And welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. So Yezer is Yeyzer, and you pronounced it perfectly. It comes from right. So how the what the history of the word is. When I get excited about something, it's basically my magic word.
You'll be like, yay!
I'm going to exactly. I don't go yes. I go Yezers, and then I just drop one S, and I said, okay, that's going to be the name of my app.
Nice.
So yeah. So to your point, yes, we're the Yazer is built around solving for the loneliness problem, and I believe that COVID was just a basically like a wake up call for us humans to tell us that we're way more connected with each other, we way more need each other than what we know,
Mm-hmm.
right, or what we
Mm-hmm.
were believed to know. We talk a lot about individualism. Oh, we have to be independent. Like the world right now is revolving around how independent you are,
Mm-hmm.
but in reality, independent is a myth that doesn't exist. From the butter you have on your breakfast table, from the cup of coffee you have on your breakfast table,
Mm-hmm.
the seeds, the plant, the people who distributed it, the office buildings that
Mm-hmm.
did the marketing and the advertising, the legals, the staff, and everything. How many hundreds of people were engaged and worked hard to get that cup of coffee on your table, right?
Yeah.
So just because we're sitting at our home, working from home, or in an office from a computer for a laptop, it doesn't mean we're independent. We're absolutely dependent on each other. We need each other. We need to, and COVID was a wake up call.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys,
Yeah.
you think you're strong alone? You're not. You actually
Mm.
need each other more than you.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop there for 1 second. I need to make like one adjustment. I'm gonna dig a little bit more into that topic. Um,
Okay.
so it is, I think the direction, the angle is like not yet matching. So I was trying to match both of our angles if possible. Let me
Mm.
see. So,
You sometimes got blurry on my screen, so I hope you're not blurry on your own screen
oh,
because
I'm
you're
not,
recording it.
it got blurry.
In my screen, it did, but in your screen, if it didn't, because you're recording, then you should be fine.
Okay, I look, oh, yeah, it looks okay, but
Right now, it's fine. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I'm just gonna So, Sarah, you touched upon a very, very interesting problem. That is not just like a problem of like one consumer product, but several consumer products as well as people. End of the day, sometimes marketing becomes like the biggest fad. Whatever you're selling, people buy. They collect material things, but you forget why you're buying it for, who you're buying it for. Is it serving a certain need? So I want to dig a little bit more into that and understand your philosophy also around marketing, for example. I definitely will dig into what connection means and how that needs to be brought in as well. But what do you think about there are one of the biggest problems is that people are being marketed so many things about technology that they're forgetting to be with the people that they love and care about. They're focusing more on what is the technology out there, right? Like it could be material things, it could be technology, it could be games, it could be your phone. So what's your take on that?
I love that question. Just right before this interview, I was talking to another amazing person, and I will upload that video soon. And I said, look, our relationship with technology is like a 2-year-old with their fingers. We're just starting to explore it. And then the
Mm-hmm.
2-year-old is holding the glass, and when they drop it and it breaks, mom yells at them, and now they know, okay, if they hold the glass, they can't drop it, it'll
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
The consequences of us using technology, we're still learning that. We're just kind of all the evolution around technology from the internet and the computer side is, I think, is less than 50 years. It's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
accurately, how old is it? It's just not even for the span of past 200 years, we're developing technology. And in the past, maybe, I don't know, 30 to 50 years, we started exploring and understanding
Yeah.
technology from the computer side and digital side of it.
Yep.
So we're still exploring, we're still excited about it. There was a period of time that we're excited about all these likes that we get at Facebook. I deleted my Facebook account. I just opened one account just to follow some of the
Yeah.
companies that I wanted. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think that is an awareness. And if I have that awareness, millions of people have that awareness.
Yeah.
And things will eventually start to change, and we will learn how to better use technology.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what you said, 90s is when like internet blew up, and right now it's less than a year. Last November is when ChatGPT started, and everyone in the world right now uses ChatGPT, right? It's a whole
Yeah.
other ball game. And what you said definitely makes sense. So Amsterdam, right? Amsterdam, everything is legal, like drinking, like some of the even drugs are legal at 14, and you almost think
Wow.
about the philosophy of how the country would have been messed up if you think about it, if a lot of things are legal. But the country evolved so much because everything was available. People must have experimented, learned, and like got over it. And
Mhm.
so now they don't have the problems of drug addiction that San Francisco has or any of like the other cities have, because maybe they are evolved. So is your take similar in terms of technology? Do you think as like people become more used to how they should use technology for their benefit, there will be less addiction towards social media or phones or all of that?
From the perspective of the legal and the guardrails, I think we definitely need to kind of have those, and we need actually more of it, to be honest, especially with AI. And the reason for that is human beings are very short-sighted.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
Mm-hmm.
can't see. That's why the concept of agile, which right now has become something annoying, especially for developers, because they
Yeah.
have the ones who are practicing it, they're just sticking to the surface and the structure and not what the core of it is. And
Yeah.
while the
Yeah.
core and meaning of it is basically human beings need to kind of, because we are not kind of equipped evolutionary wise
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
able to plan for like 5 weeks out, 3 months out, unless it's a travel and we're just, we need to be doing that plannings ahead and buy our tickets early. We will not plan our 5 weekends out.
Mm.
We just won't, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, we're short sighted. And because we're short sighted, we won't see the implications of what AI and other emerging technologies nowadays are capable to do, and the impact that they are potentially going to have on our lives if we don't put those guardrails and those strict regulations, in some sense, in some situations, on how this technology, where this technology is going to be headed, and how the data should be used and how it should not be used. I think we definitely need that aspect more, and people are working on it, and hopefully the ones in power will start looking at it more, kind of with more concern, because it is going to turn into a concern. We don't want to be left behind and see the harm and then catch up, because maybe it's too late.
Mm-hmm. True.
So
True.
yeah, I hope I answered your question.
And you touched upon two things with this, which is authenticity, ethical marketing, and now you're touching upon like the connection people need, like from with each other, and then the last one, which is like how technology will evolve eventually. So now, if we think about a marketing, a psychology of a marketer to when they are reaching out to their customer, how should they put all of these elements into it to even like market to the crowds? For example, Brian Chesky, Airbnb CEO, said this, which is, you don't market to 1,000 people something that they like, but you market to 100 people on things that they love. Like that's a philosophy. Or there's few things, but I'm trying to understand, when a marketer is trying to be authentic and still try to promote their product, how should they, what are the right metrics to think about, or what is the mechanism or things to think about for them?
If I'm a marketer and I want to choose which product to work on, so basically the first is choose the kind of product that you believe that you can market it ethically and you can go in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because there's billions of products out there. Which one matters to you? How much ethical are you? How
Yeah.
much do you care as a person? Then that's going to clear a lot of things for you. Then there are certain guardrails you are going to be going within.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about who you are as a person, and then manifests in what you do. If you don't believe in, I don't know, for example, for myself, I don't believe in a lot of different iPhone covers, because I'm like, okay, it does the job. It's a lot of plastic. How can I reduce that? I get excited seeing it, but I don't go five by five. I'm like, one is
Mm,
enough. If that got,
interesting.
then I'll go buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is it? Choose the product that you believe that is going to solve a human problem, or bring a kind of joy that it's not going to harm themselves and harm others. That's the rule I like to go by.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Now let's like steer a little bit and understand a little bit more about your background as well as like the product itself. So it's very we are seeing it more commonly now. It wasn't so common before. I am also an engineer turned marketer. I went from engineering to product into marketing. So how was your journey? What brought you here, or what made you be at the place that you are right now? Even from being marketer, you're evolving into a founder, which is a little bit more of wearing too many hats. But I want to understand your journey.
You know how the founders, what we founders are like, we have to wear all of the hats until we can get enough money to delegate, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
at this point, so the way I started my journey was I started actually with more on the project. It was a project product combination. The first, very interesting. So my first role was a marketing project manager, and then from there, that was right after MBA. And then so my focus was mostly on the business side, and then I started working with products, and it was a knowledge management platform for an oil and gas. And after that, in the Bay Area, in the past 10 years, I'm working with technology companies, and more focused on, okay, how do we start rethinking the way we're managing projects, which the pioneers have been, coming together, the structures that are built around agile, which I think is less of a structure, is more of a mindset. And if you get that mindset, the kind of nail that mindset down, then the structure around it would be easier, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my journey has mainly been in that direction. And then fast forward, now I'm a founder, and the product is, well, it's mostly product management right now for the
Mm-hmm.
most part. And then um, I would say product and marketing at the same time, and sales, and a little bit of legal, and a little bit of finance.
Yeah, you're doing a little bit of everything. And how is that coming along? How is the product coming along? How are things with Azer?
Oh my God. Yezer is really a passion for me. It's very close to my heart in that I feel it's serving to solve a real need, the need of people being connected. We have all of these events, right? You go to Meetup, there's a lot of events you can go to. You go to Luma, there's a lot of events you can go to, and they're doing great, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there are other tools that are doing other types of events. But where do we, if I want to go for a walk
Mm-hmm.
after work, if I want to go for a walk today and
Yeah.
tomorrow
Yeah.
with another woman who's an entrepreneur and in this age range, how do I find that person? Right? This tool is going to give you the opportunity to find that person. Like in San Francisco alone, I always say that 18,000 plus people in 1 square mile. There is no chance, there's no way that you won't be able to find someone to do what you want to do at the time you want to do it.
Yep. Yep.
What is loneliness? Is the repetitive lack of us being able to find that person at that time. It doesn't mean you don't have people to love you. They do. You have your family,
Mm-hmm.
you have your friends. They care about you, they love you, but are they always available at the time you need them to do? Are they even interested in the things that you do?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. How do you fill that gap with? If I want to go 90% of out of the 5 friends I have in San Francisco, 2 of them like walking, 3 of them hate walking.
Mm.
And then out of those 2 people, 90% of the time they're not available.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to be
90%
the
of the
first
time.
power.
Yeah, and some of the times you might not have the time, but like you need it when you need it, right? Like if there are times, definitely. And who are you targeting with this app? Is it like a particular type of ICP, or is this more women oriented than men, or do you have any particular ICP in mind?
So the ICP at this point is the professionals, meaning anyone who has a LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, I will communicate with you and I'll say, hey, I want to look at your LinkedIn. Anyone who has a LinkedIn in the San Francisco Bay Area. So that is my target at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to expand that in the future, but at the moment, my focus is on this population, and the reason is I want this to be a platform where people are more real than any other platform that's doing these one-on-one connections. People care more about their time because when you appear as a professional, there's more respect to it. You have spent a big part of your life on who you have become, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I know we have something in common to say, and that is a good conversation starter, even. So it's a men, women, any, wherever you live within San Francisco Bay Area, whatever profession you have, you're going to be my target market, so long as you have a LinkedIn and you're willing to share it with me. And then one note over here, you share it with me, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to share it on your profile.
Correct.
It's for us to manually go and check and get a sense of who you are. If is your profile real, or and based on our HI or human intelligence, which can be biased, we can make wrong decisions about it, but we'll do our best to kind of recognize this is a real person.
Yeah.
It's okay to have them on the platform.
Do you think that professionals or more successful people are more lonelier than others?
It's a hard question. I don't know, but I feel that working from home not just working from home, but also just working 5 hours, 10 hours a day. It's 5 hours, I'm sorry. 10 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day does make us a bit lonely. And we need to take care of our mental health. We need to take care of our other needs as well, our mental and emotional health, which is only going to happen through real life human connections with other people. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you brought in one more theme there. Right now, you're only targeting LinkedIn, those with LinkedIn. Is the idea there to build trust? Is the idea there that there could be enough people that are high IQ or very highly successful, high net worth, and they only want to interact with others in a similar background? Is that what the theory is, or is it more, are you trying to help build more trust by sharing those LinkedIn profiles? What's the idea there?
So it's about building trust for me, right? Honestly, I don't think very successful people are necessarily more IQ. I already think I feel it has a lot to do with, well, number one, hard work, and number
Mm-hmm.
two, luck.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
have these two together to be able to get anywhere in life,
Yeah.
right? And a
Totally
lot of
agree.
people are just successful because of that. So
Yeah.
I feel, yes, it's to build trust. And again, we're going to look at the LinkedIn profiles and make a judgment of whether or not this is a real kind of person, and does the information kind of do things kind of, match with what they're saying. And then we'll approve them on the platform. But on the platform, they can choose to share or not to share their LinkedIn, but we encourage them to do that because we're going to give them eventually, well, right now it's a free platform, and eventually when we price it out, because it's a freemium model, eventually we're going to get discounts, significant discounts for people who are actually submitting their or adding their LinkedIn to their profiles, so that people are encouraged to do that.
Got it. Got it. And we'll dig a little bit into the technology side of this. But before we do that, there's now a whole bunch of apps that are saying we are your AI friend, we are your AI coach, we are your like someone that can always be there. What's your take on that? Which is there's people are trying to fulfill that gap of loneliness using AI itself, or like talking to an agent, talking to like someone that is or wearing like a pendant that is always like there for them and listens to them as well, so they don't feel that lonely. And there's so many things evolving, so I'm very curious to understand. um, and sometimes I do this myself, it's I want that pendant and more for the note taking and all of that, for sure. But it's I talk to Siri, or I like there are things that I don't, it's more for productivity than for loneliness. But there are apps that are becoming more mainstream, and what's your take on those?
For productivity, I'm 100% on your side. I 100% believe in that. Whatever makes me more productive is great. But it makes me sad, to be honest. I feel so long as you're healthy and able to get out of the house, you should.
Hmm.
So long as you have, the God, the universe gave you arms and legs and enough interpretation of your surroundings to be active and participate in your own life
Yeah.
with what's out there, you should be using that and doing it. So my focus and my belief in that is, um, there's going to be, just like the dot-com era, where, like, a lot of the applications went away.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the same with AI. That's what I feel, and what I'm kind of seeing in the scene, because I am doing in the very active in the startup scene. Almost every day I'm going to multiple events, or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if it not every day, every other day. um, and I'm just I just hope and wish that people will start exploring human in-person connection more than what the app is going to say. Nothing is going to replace a human's aura, a human's eye-to-eye contact, a human's presence. There's no AI that's going to do that, even if it's a humanoid in the future. I doubt it. I feel the future generations, they're going to be way smarter than us,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to be like, you guys were so excited about a humanoid. Who cares? We don't want that any at all. I mean, what is it?
Yeah.
I feel we're going to get. I mean, I'm hopeful for
Yeah.
that future. Yeah.
Yeah, and I read somewhere, and I need to find the stat, but I also read that Gen Z, for example, with so much exposure to technology and gaming, has a higher propensity to depression, higher propensity to mental health issues. And I see this in real life as well. I have so many of my nieces, cousins like that are so addicted to technology that they don't like to do anything physical. They want to be, that's if the internet goes off for 5 minutes, I can see the panic in their faces. and that's how bad it's getting, and it's very interesting. Do you think, in that sense, the more evolution of technology is happening, do you see that as being like a negative, or do you see any transformative way of leveraging AI in this space as well?
This is one of the subjects that I'm kind of passionately learning about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I also like to know what's going to happen. How smart are we at this point, and how far can we see to develop the technologies that are going to actually help us, not harm us
Mm-hmm.
in the future? My hope is that the same way that the same way that normally, so you see the decision making process of humans. There was this book, I think, Predictably Irrational,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's by Dan Ariely, one of the behavioral economists out there. I like that book because it was saying that even our purchase decisions are based on our emotions, and it makes
Mm-hmm.
a lot of sense, right? And I'm hoping that um, we evolve around um, a human centric technology more than just a money machine. Because,
Yeah.
yes, you can make humans addicted to the scrolling, you can
Mm-hmm.
make humans addicted to the drugs, like you
Yeah.
talked
Yeah.
about, you
Yeah. Yeah.
mentioned. It's easy to do that,
Yeah.
but it's not equally maybe easy, or the pain in the beginning of the process of making these technologies human, the
Mm-hmm.
pain of, oh, I'm going to wait, I'm going to be ethical, I'm going to wait for the money, I'm not going to like quickly double click into, oh, how can I sell it to that person, or how can I. There's always these shortcuts, but if that patience, if that kind of thinking from a little bit more holistic perspective kicks in, that's my hope, that human beings, all of us collectively, be more and more conscious about that, so that we create the kind of technologies that won't harm us. And to the point that you mentioned about kids, I don't know how parents are doing it these days. It's kudos to ones who are doing it right. It's really much, much harder. And a lot of parents, when they start it younger,
Mm-hmm.
I see that they don't care their children having devices at a very early age.
Yeah.
But the ones who postpone it, it seems that what they're saying is that the kids are, more interacting with each other, more healthier even emotionally.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I have more questions around marketing, but before we go into that, one quick question that I was going to ask you about Azer. Does Azer leverage like AI? In what way does it leverage AI, LLMs, and what aspect are you tackling with AI versus non AI as of now?
That is a great question for my technical lead and CTO. I'll just answer so much as it's not super engineering,
Yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So so right now, what we're using is, we started with using ChatGPT, but we know that we can't kind of continue in that route because
Mm-hmm.
we need more privacy of information, data information, and we're looking into that. We don't want to be kind of staying behind in that sense. It's important for me that people would be feeling that the information and data is protected. That's one piece of it. I know that the recommendation engines and the chats and the kind of uh, matching algorithms have been out there. It's not something new. I know
Mm-hmm.
that AI has been around for like over decades. It's not something new. My hope is that we're going to be using from the models that are already out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing kind of choosing the right models that serves us the best,
Yeah.
to give people the best matches and the best recommendations, because part of the value add of my product is that when you two people chat, it's going to recommend you where to go, what to do.
Got it.
So AI is going to be the facilitator. It's going to be the icebreakers that you get. How much of those icebreakers, how much of it, like, don't be like LinkedIn, that the icebreakers never make sense, that
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
so
yeah.
broad and
Yeah.
repetitive.
So this is a
Something that
little bit
actually,
more to you, personalized to you. So since you brought
yeah.
up personalization, there's a question there, which is, lately with AI, you can personalize at scale. If you're attending like even 1,000 people conference now, AI does it so beautifully that it like picks up stuff from your name, like your LinkedIn profile. It caters to you, it talks to you, and all of that. So the question there is, there is a balance between convenience and creepiness. And where do you see as this like common ground between, and what do you suggest is like the right personalization for more marketing more products?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I think we put a lot more information out there than we actually know that we do,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? Again, I think it goes back to a lot of the 2-year-old and the fingers. We're just like starting to understand, oh my God, like how much does Google know about me? I didn't
Yes.
know they know that about me, you know?
True, true.
Oh, so that is something yet to explore, I suppose.
Yeah.
Something for us to explore.
Okay. So then I will start to like wrap up with like few last questions, which is if you had to, what's your favorite AI tool? Like, what do you use that you absolutely love right now? And it's almost like a hot seat. Like, let's like have like two, three questions, which is what's your favorite tool that you use right now?
So, to be absolutely honest with you, the only tool that I use extensively it's Perplexity and ChatGPT. That's the
Nice.
extent of my AI application, right? That I use right now.
Yeah.
So, I think from two, I think both of them, combination of both is cool. I always use both of it. Usually, I use both of it
Yeah.
at the same time.
Nice.
But I would love to look into marketing automation tools and sales automation tools. These are the two for me as a founder at where I am at this stage is what I'm exploring the tools
Got
to
it.
use.
Got it. And since you are a GTM expert, go to market expert, I want to take like your suggestions on people that are marketing, not necessarily health like regular technology apps, but healthcare apps, or in this case like you have the mental health, but healthcare apps there's quite a few that are coming out. Are there things that they should consider? Are there GTM's tactics that you suggest to market these differently than the regular tech products?
So I guess this depends on what type of who's their audience, who's their ICP first off,
Mm-hmm.
and what stage those products are at. Are they right now just doing their initial
Mm-hmm.
PMF, or they pass that and try to scale? So where they are at exactly, and then based on that, I think I want to choose the different strategies and different tools. I believe that they're different from where they are. There's a lot of factors that come in. How much budget do you have? What is the where can you find your audience? I actually think in person. I'm so much about in person. I think the beginning, especially of businesses, is a lot of manual work,
Mm-hmm.
right? The way Uber did it, if you look at it, the way apps like Tinder did it, the way Airbnb did it, any of these you look, especially like the ones that are social, they're closer to mine, they do a lot of manual work out there.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you
Mm-hmm.
go? So go to market, how do you go to the market, right? You have to define who the market is, what stage you are at, how much money, what is your runway. And then if it takes that you have to do manual exercise, do it manually, it's fine. And then do things that don't scale in the beginning. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's I guess the very general broad way that kind of I can think of.
Yeah, and you brought up like a very interesting tactic, which is you do things that scale. It's almost about in the beginning, like take like your ICP, the right ICP, you try to experiment with what's working, and then scale that, which is the lean way of marketing, which is the agile. Like all of these kind of come together in this philosophy where um, test and learn, but do it much, much, much faster. So the last question I have for you is, given so many AI tools coming out, and given there's almost it's hard to stand out like with so much coming out, are there
Mhm.
anything that you suggest in terms of marketing for founders that want to stand out in terms of how their product is? One thing that you had mentioned is everything is so online. Be offline is one thing you had suggested, which is very unique. Like it's not many people are suggesting that. Everyone thinks about only online as well. Are there any other techniques that you can think about?
What I have started kind of looking into, honestly, because especially that we have that unfair advantage to a lot of the other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
first see so many fascinating tools that are coming out. Why don't you go and try those out? That's what I'm doing for myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, it takes time for me to kind of loop back my kind of the results and A/B test it for myself.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually exploring a couple of these new tools. One of it is actually for SEO automation
Mm-hmm.
that I'm trying. I definitely want to try your product,
Mm-hmm.
Brava.
Brava. Mm-hmm.
Um, and yes, and I want to because these are here and I have access to, and they're brand new in terms of like it's not that prevalent out there. I will still maybe have that competitive advantage that others don't.
Yeah,
So I'm like kind of sneaking into it. I'm like, oh, that's very cool. Let me just try. For some of this, for this SEO automation, I think I am their third or fourth customer, and they are doing a lot to kind of help that. So I'm helping them build their product, and they're helping me to build my product, kind of like market my product. So I feel that's not a bad strategy, to be honest. It
yeah,
may or may not pan out great. That's with everything else. A lot of things are already tried and tested. How brave am I to go and try and test something new?
yeah,
In
yeah,
addition to other things. In
yeah,
addition to other things. So,
yeah.
so yeah, I'd say like be brave and do new things too.
Yeah, that's a great takeaway. Be brave and do new things. That's superb takeaway to leave this. And the other thing that you had said, partnerships. Partnerships play such a big role. The reason accelerators are so successful is because you have a cohort of people that either are your customers or in the same things, and they're willing to give your product a try from a consumer perspective or a customer perspective. So those partnerships are those initial, like, a test bed for launching like something big, then that's what's working. So definitely the more innovative that you can think of partnerships, I think that's like one key success factor. Thank you, Sarah. This is super, super awesome, and I hope Azer solves all of our mental health problems. It ranks like number one on Apple, and I definitely, for one, am gonna use the product. And thank you for taking the time to be on this episode, and we truly appreciate and look forward to your successful story as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for having me.
Bye. Let
So
me
did you
see.
stop it already?
I just am stopping it. I didn't yet, but is there anything else you wanna say?
No.
I
Are
can
we
just.
leaving this and say goodbye or what?
It's gonna
I'm
take.
just waiting
It's
to say,
gonna. I will edit it and all this, so don't worry about. We can like
oh, it's
cut
okay.
it, change it. Oh, it's actually done it really fast. So it's actually
It's
encrypted.
super fast.
So yeah, so Descript, what it does is I can edit like the word scripts and the what we say, how we are saying it as well, and that automatically. So if there are words that I don't want to say, I can remove it from the script, and it removes it from the video.
That is fantastic. So how much did you say you're paying for this? I think it's
I am
annual,
paying
right?
$24.
A month?
Huh?
It's not too bad.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying
Not
to
too bad.
like experiment with it. I'll go to the higher price plan once, like if this is works
You don't
out,
need it
doesn't
right
work
now.
out, I'll figure out, and the first few ones I want to do really well in terms of editing and experiment with it, and then we will go at it the next step. But the thing that I'm struggling with, and this is the
Mm.
third light I changed, light is what I'm struggling with. And your lighting looks very good. I think it's the home environment where it's bright light.
No,
In
no,
this
I got
office
one of these.
environment,
I got one of these. I got one of these. You should get one of these.
what is
Look, if
that?
I turn it off,
I have
look,
this, but it's like so bright and it's so bad.
doesn't it have like three levels of like adjusting the light?
It does, but still, it's not. It you see that light, right? It's not like that great. It's still, yeah. I have a challenge with light. I feel like, and this is
I feel like
something.
you were looking fine though.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
when I look at it, it's like some like there is a glaze on my face.
Okay, but yeah, it doesn't feel like that from when I'm seeing it.
Okay, I'll
Maybe put
experiment.
a more red lip if you want,
More
because I
what?
put a lot of red. Red,
Oh,
red
a red
lipstick.
lipstick, that helps. Cool,
Because
cool.
because the color of the lips and the face doesn't actually show great on that's why I always like put a little bit of color because I'm like I don't want to look
Oh,
if
that's
you
a
want
good.
maybe if you yeah because
I will
it's kind of brings the
experiment
color.
with it. Yeah, I just started editing it yesterday, so I will experiment with it. But thank you, thank you, thank you, and I hope. Are you at TechCrunch?
No, TechCrunch was I didn't want to pay that much, girl. What am I
So
going to do?
Marian is giving away 5 free tickets. So reach out to her right now on Founders Bay. Just reach out to her and say I wanna be in line for the tickets. So that would really help.
But I don't know if I want to go. You know why? Because the thing is that it's so many people.
I know,
But
I know.
what I need is I need my logo being people's face. And to
Yep,
do that, I need to sponsor.
yep, yep,
And
yep.
that's where I need to spend money on. Going over them, maybe I get 20 signups, but then I'll be drained. What is that going to do to my psyche? I'm going to get crazy.
Yeah, so only good thing you have to think about is some of the richest people are gonna be also at TechCrunch, including.
Absolutely. What do you think is these rich people? One
Yeah,
of these rich people just canceled last minute. And you know what I did? I'll
yeah.
just show you the emails now that you
So
said that. I
today I
don't know if I
had
can share.
that where one of the VC panelists he canceled today, and you know what he said, and I was so surprised. He said if it was better planning, I would probably like come, is what he said, and I
You
actually like confirmed with him like 2 weeks ago if he wants to come, and last week I confirmed with him, and he's like whatever.
look what I said to her. I said, look, read what I said.
Whoa.
Yeah. Who the fuck do they think they are? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just tell them that. That's what I decided. I said, I'm not because I planned for it. I begged her for it.
Yeah.
I was pursuing her for it.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah.
else do you want? Where's my humanity? Where's my, I'm a human being too. Like, I'm
I
not
know,
for you to
right?
just, like,
I
I
know.
was this. And look what she's replied. She's actually
She
didn't
said
reply to
something? Yeah.
this. She
I
didn't
can't
reply
see
to
it.
this. I don't know if she's seen it. No, I'm not sharing anymore
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's other stuff on. But on